Hello. Let's make a couple of tweaks and run it back. I think is the gut feeling I have with this list. It seems reasonable. I'm not sure about this single Grand Abolisher. I'm not a huge fan. But I have liked most of the rest of the list. And that sort of makes it slightly awkward. You know, when you like the 75 and you kind of want access to Abolisher, but you don't want it in the main, it's like, well, which of the sideboard cards comes in so that you can move that out. So Beetleborn, first time chat. Hello. Oh, I have no sound? Really? It's showing on the bottom here. Oh, okay. Oh, it just must have come loose. Anyhow, let's just run it. Oh, yeah. I thought I had sound. Easy done. I mute my mic by accident all the time. I could be like 20 minutes into a stream and then I'm like, it's not a very interactive stream. So yeah, let's update Stream Decker because I've changed 2 cards. And that is all. So I've cut Tireless Tracker and Creator Maker, and I've gone for 2 prismatic endings. I don't know if I like this or not, but I'm trying it. I don't really know what these points are. What do they do? Channel points. Unlock rewards. But do you get stuff off my channel? I don't know if I do that. I see though. That kind of makes sense. But you have nothing set. You'll have to tell me how to do it. If I work out how to make rewards, Amulet go. Well, if they're not playing Amulet. Redeemed. Highlight my message. Okay, you can do that. I mean, if I'm playing against Amulet, I don't think this hand's too bad. It's not too great. It could be Amulet. What sort of hand does this? This is a Dryad hand, I guess. I also don't have to look after my life total too much. So I'm going to assume they play Saga here. So you can set customs, like I could redeem some points for you to do a deck review or something. Oh, okay. That's kind of cool. Oh, I really wanted him to play as a Saga so I could bounce it. Oh well. No, I really wish I had it as a Saga so I could bounce it. Weirdly, I think I went out the Tameshi and then potentially we can engineer next turn. So go back to what do you think about Turn Timber? Do you think that was worth another look? So Turn Timber specifically is just a really weird card. It's the only way I can really explain it, because it's not really a 7-drop. Like, you're never going to play it unless you have Tameshi and Bloom on the go. But when you do have Tameshi and Bloom on the go, then it's a bit trickier to, like, if you have a payoff, you don't need Turn Timber. So it's only good when you have Lotus Bloom, Tameshi, but no payoff. But in those exact scenarios, it is actually pretty good. Now, what can I do here? 3. I can make 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm going to have a go. This is probably the one time that I feel like I'm pretty likely to whiff. Very likely to whiff here, I think. But I don't really have too many choices here. Maybe I could slow down. They don't have a stunning hand. I guess I can value Cultivator once and then work it out. It's just the fact that this Cultivator's going to die that's not great. Oh no, I've got this wrong. Well, if you play it before you have the Cultivator, you could cast a turn timber. I mean, it's going to miss a lot. That's the thing with it. It is going to miss a lot. So we need to just hit like so many lands here, and we don't at all. Yeah, we hit no lands. So I guess we pass. Not great. The thing is, if you have a Cultivator, then Turn Timber is not going to be very good. If you don't have Lotus Bloom and Tameshi, it's not going to be very good. But in those other scenarios, it is good. And so, can you justify it? And I think probably is the answer. So they can bolt down my Tameshi here, but I'm not too worried about that. The only thing I'm really worried about is can they make a Titan on the back of this? Deal on the league today. Thank you, Bedouin. Appreciate it. Did that go to my head? Oh, Jesus. That's a little bit worrying. They just keep going to my head. This is just suicide, surely. Oh, they got another Dryad? And then that's another 3? Like, why isn't that copying Valakut? I guess it does with the last one. So now they need... I mean, that felt like a lot of land drops. Right, how many lands is this? Dryad. Ha, yuck. Spell Pierce. I'm going to have to fire that off. I think... Where did this Valakut trigger go? Oh, they revealed Grazer. I thought I could stop it. Because I thought they was going to go for another Dryad. I forgot about Grazer. So they can Grazer, play the bounce land. That's pretty mad. They play the Vesuva, copy Valakut. That Vesuva's been absolutely brutal. GG's. That was really strong. I'm impressed with that win. What turn was that? I don't know. Turn 4. Yeah, they pulled off quite a few tricks there. That was pretty good. Anyway, Meddling Mage, probably Prismatic Ending, probably Spell Pierce, definitely Magus of the Moon. Right. Abolisher I'm not too keen on. Teferi's good against Saga, but that's about it. I guess it's good against Endurance as well, but not too psyched about that. Seal of Removal's a cut. Oh no, so let's have a look at the interaction. So we want, these are like a shoe-in. And then we need to pick something. We've got the Skyclave that tags a few things. Oh, the dude. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Right, so let's have a look. So, Prismatic Ending and Portable Hold can tag Amulet. But Portable Hold doesn't really tag anything else. So I think I might go with the endings over the Portable Hole. Spell Pierce isn't that great. So, I'll come to Turtle in a minute. Do I want Seal of Removal? I think I do. I think it's okay. Let's run a couple of Teferis, which are better on the play, because they're going to attack more as the Sagas. Let's give that a go. So, the Turtle is essentially here to pick up dead Finales and Cultivators. That's the main purpose, but it also reads 2 mana, bounce a creature, put 2 card types in the bin, which is relevant for the Traverse. So the Traverse obviously wants card types. This has 2 card types. It also is a bit of interaction. So it does have like... So if you look, like I've replaced the Cultivator with the Turtle, and then I've replaced the Finale with a Traverse. So my number of tutors has stayed the same, and my number of payoffs is sort of the same, but I get this lower curve and slightly more utility. So that was the thinking. I just realised it might not be that good, because if you fail to find a Colossus, you have to bounce at least 4 lands back to your hand. Yeah, right. It's a real desperate play, but sometimes you want the desperate play. I might run it as a one of, because you can Wargate it up. I'm struggling to find a scenario where you can Wargate it up, but you can't Wargate for Colossus. I was hoping they were on an Amulet hand, but they're not. I guess it's just another bird in a tri-land for fun. I attacked with the bird, they blocked with the grazer, which had a heart and a smile. There goes Amulet. But they played a land, so I can Prismatic Ending that. Let me just make this a little bit better. A versions, I don't think you can Wargate it, because in the deck it only looks like a footside. Oh, you're right, you can't Wargate it. A versions, let's try and play turn 2, but it's certainly 1 or 2 of them have. Yeah, that's interesting. I did try it and I didn't like it, but it doesn't really count for too much. You know, small sample sizes with a list that wasn't as good as the current list. So, you know. Oh, I should be fetching basics. This can go get Magus of the Moon, and should. Okay, let's do some thinking. So Wargate for Lotus Bloom 3, 4, 5. I think we can go off. And we just have to hope they have no interaction, but they're pretty low on cards. So we're gonna try and go off. Lotus Bloom. We are really low on payoffs now, though. What I mean by that is we have lost our 1 Finale, and we're going to lose 1 Cultivator. Yuck. Which means there's only 1 Cultivator and 1 Turtle left in the deck. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's just go. But we have to give it a go. And I think we have to let the first Cultivator die, and if we pick up some interaction, that's fine, and if we just whiff and die, then so be it. We tried. There. Okay. Go. Pick up something better. Jesus. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's enough to kill off another Cultivator, so we're going to be pretty desperately looking for lands at the end of all this. We have the Turtle to pick up the Cultivator, but if we don't have lands, it'll count for nothing, so we just have to draw lands. It's not quite a whiff, but it's pretty close. So we do this. We Cultivator. It's our last Cultivator. It's now dead. Oh, they didn't realise though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 more with the lands. 1, 2. 2 more with the lands. And then we would have Wargate. So we'd have like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16 mana. And then we could discard this for 3, return Finale, and then cast it for X11, and we would have had lethal. We would have had a lethal there, I think, because we would have had Finale X11, get back a Cultivator. This would grow, and they could block this, and the Cultivator would have to get in for 20, which would be 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. We'd have had to hit 2 lands off there, which would be fairly simple. You could even Wargate one of them up. So yeah, we had it. I think we had it. But it was kind of an early scoop. I'm going to swap a Teferi for a Portable Hole. And that's it. Something... sorry, I'm going back through some old messages because I was mid-combo. Something I did really like about Stoneforge plan was that Lotus plus 4 lands. You can hardcast Caldra, start bashing for 5. Yeah, it was pretty good, was that? Meddling Mage is pretty good, so keep. It is a keep, because you're just a land away from, like, Wargating a Lotus Bloom and then playing Tameshi, and then you have calls, so... yeah, it's pretty good. Dryad. Well, I think... oh, if they have the... if they have the nuts, if they have Bounce Land Dryad, then... c'est la vie, we're going to die. Oh, Jesus. Well, I'm going to have to name Prime Time now. I was hoping to name Dryad, but... oh, wow, we could just be dead. I was going to say, I hope they don't have a user. Well. No payoff. They have 1 card left in hand. That's gross. That is a real shit way to start a league. Oh, Dryad. Okay. Yikes. Well, we're taking 5 a turn. Well, no, 4. We're taking 4 a turn. Okay. Well, the 4 a turn no longer matters. It's like 4 a turn. Ugh, gross. Gross, gross, gross. Kill you as user. So gross. That relic is really good. I'm not blocking anymore, so I might as well attack, but... what have we got? Have we got... no, we just need to just jam. Just need to just play Lotus Bloom. Pass the turn. Might as well attack. The opponent said they misclicked with the user, but it really doesn't matter. They either find an answer for this or find a Titan. Yeah, we can Magus next turn, but I think... I guess the thing that can kill us now is the Cultivator Colossus from their side of the table. Engineered explosives, maybe, but... I mean, I can't quite F6 because we have Lotus Bloom, but it doesn't really do anything. They crack Relic. Okay. Because they have Cultivator. So this is Cultivator. They're just working out what to pick up as a land. And I guess it should be Gold Surf. They have like infinite mana, but can they actually? They need to find a Valakut, and they're going to have at most 2 lands in hand to use this with this cultivator. They're at real risk here, actually. They have a pack to pay for. I guess they have no more land drops. They just miss. They just missed. So they're dead. They just pass the turn and they die. Oh, we call for Magus, but yeah. Oh, they have something else? They got Dismember for the... Jesus. No. Ah. Well. Oh, GG. What a draw. Wait. No, we're not dead. We can Skyturtle the Titan when they haste it. If they do it wrong. I don't think they can. I think the Skyturtle might win us the game. Not dead yet, but we're fairly close to dead. This is going to be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 damage. I think we're okay. Weirdly, if they'd have had the Azusa and I hadn't blocked with the Meddling Mage, this would not be lethal. This probably would be lethal. Maybe. I don't know. I forgot it had a blue ability. But they now have a pack to pay for. Well, 2, actually. Crazy game. We could go off next turn as well. I don't mind cutting a Cultivator for a Skyturtle for sure. I'd already cut a Cultivator anyway. GL with the rest, if they're still here. Yeah. Yeah, this is a reason why it's better than having a Cultivator in your hand. That's bonkers. On the Stoneforge list, I'd gone down to 2 Cultivators because Cauldron is a 7-drop and 2 Cultivators is just too many. 3 Cultivators and that was too many. If you look at this now, like, my curve is so low. I didn't really like this list. But that was just a bit mental. Like, they had the absolute nuts on a Multi 6. They were just missing a Titan, actually. Oh, gross. I'm down to 5 already. And then I'm keeping. And I'm going to tuck a bird. I think I'm going to tuck a bird and land. Maybe go green-blue. Yeah, I guess... I don't know why I've tucked a land so that I could play Traverse to get a land. I really think that made a lot of sense. I should just touch the Traverse. Yeah, I would just do that. Bedwell. I think it's really easy to, like... Not really easy. if you're good with the reps for the combo turn, I don't think you need the third cultivator. I think the third cultivator is for when you're like, it's like training wheels. I was going to say, if I draw a land, do I even play this? But I guess the answer is yes, no, no, yes. Wait a turn. I don't know. I think it's... If I end up with artifact, creature, land, it's probably not going to get turned on in time, but... I'm taking 2 Ornithopters. They don't have hammer yet. Oh, they're saving it for the Ring Moth. Either way, that's kind of a win. If I don't... Okay, I'm gonna play Traverse. Because I have what I need now, so let's just get a basic forest, basic plains, whichever. What? No. What? Yes, that's fine. How weird. Weird timing. They just did that to shit me up a little. Right, go. So, Cloud Scrapers, thanks for the follow, appreciate it. So now if they activate the Ink Moth, I'm just going to throw this bird in front of it. And then I'm going to cast Eladamri's Call, get a Lotus Bloom, play a Tameshi, and hopefully kill him. But I'm going to need the turtle because my finale is going to be gone. So it's going to take a while. Yeah, okay, well, I'm going to block. And, you know, blocking probably means that I take 10, right? But I'm not dead, so this is the line I've chosen. Because, yeah, they now put this on an Ornithopter, and now I have to try and kill them in my turn, which I should be able to do. Tameshi, please. Let's go. So I'll have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, I think I could just cultivate. I could finale for X10, I think. I think that's what that very rough maths just worked out. I don't like calling it maths. Counting. We'll call it counting. Right, let's have a go. That's kind of useful if we... What's it kind of? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. No, I think because I can replay a land, I think it's 12. Because I can tap the land that I play. I mean, I'm going to find out one way or another. Yeah, it's 12. Lovely. Don't need to stress at all. Could even use the birds if I wanted, but I won't. I'll use the big guy. There's 22 damage on the board. Yay, we win. That's good. Good that we could block with birds, I guess. Right. I want Meddling Mage for Hammer. I want Kataki, almost definitely. Lavinia, I'm not sure of, or Magus. I think they're pretty weak. I don't want Spell Pierce. I don't want... I think I want Grand Abolisher. I think I just, like, deal with that situation. Teferi's are only any good against as a Saga, and I could use Magus for that job. So I think I'm going to bring in the Prismatic Endings almost definitely. So then it's between like Magus to deal with Inkmoth plus Saga, or Lavinia to deal with Ornithopters and Memnites. Yeah, it's pretty good, is that? It's like, oh, it's a nice perk. I wonder if I just went to an extra Teferi. Like, how much am I bothered about Saga? I am bothered about Saga because it gets relics and stuff. Yeah, let's just do this. This looks alright, doesn't it? I mean, that is good against relics and stuff. Maybe if I swap that round. Yeah. We have a lot of low casting cards, so like we've got the Kataki here, but Meddling Mage and what else did I just board in? Meddling Mage and Prismatic Endings and Grand Abolishers stuff. It's quite a lot of low casting stuff that's fairly high impact. So yeah. If they have the Sagada's Aid and then a hammer, like probably just dead, but let's just, let's just Hammertime doing Hammertime stuff, and we can't really do anything about that. But if they don't have those things, then Kataki plus. Okay, so that's Pure Steel Paladin every day of the week. So I probably want basic island. What would I get? Let's go get. So now they need to draw an artifact to turn on Metalcraft for me to take 10 damage this turn. Oh, that seems not too bad. This just ties them up, unless they have an answer. I'm just going to play it out. I'm not going to ending. Kataki's really here just for this matchup alone. I don't see how they can pay for Ornithopter and Hammer and tap 2 lands. I just don't see it. And so if they don't have a creature anymore, then it's not too much I'm scared about. At least this way I can ending this hammer now. I think that's what we do. So ending the hammer now that they paid for it once, and then go green, white, grab Tameshi. This has no text anymore, but yeah. The fact that they have like 0 artifacts means that we're in pretty good shape. I mean, I could use it against Scales, but I just don't come across it very often. Like the deck building decision is based on this matchup. But you would certainly bring it in against Scales. I was pretty tempted to chump block there if it came up. There's no other like top dogs that I use Kataki for. That's the main thing. So I can get Magus to the Moon. I think I should get Magus to the Moon. I think that's like GG. Almost. But then again, I kind of have combo. I'm really close to having combo. I'm just going to lock it up first. I can take my time here. It's just no rush at all. That's a little unfortunate actually, but yeah. Like this now kills Saga, stops that being a threat, and like, what are they going to do? Smack me for 2 every turn for 10 turns, 9 turns. Gotta follow. Thank you, Padreturno. That's how you say that. That took me longer than I would care for. So again, no rush here. We Eladamri's call and we hold up Otawara, and then we Wargate into Tameshi next turn. You could go for it here. No, you couldn't. You could certainly play Tameshi. I always liked double planes anyway, to be honest. Like Skyclave, but also Eladamri's call plus activating Tameshi. And I like basic lands. I'm quite like, I played Amulet for years, and it's one of the first to play more basics than you need. And like at one point I was playing 5 basics, which is ridiculous, but I think they settled on 4 at one point. It's probably back low again because of the matchups, but you know, it ebbs and flows. Okay. Yeah, and originally it was like 2, and I jumped up to 4 and I liked it. Then I went up to 5, and then I realised that 5 was too many, but by that point people had actually figured out that you do just want a shed ton of basics. But I do just like basic lands, and I'm on Traverse, so I need an extra copy or 2, but I haven't used Traverse for land too often. I think once, and it was this league. Anyway, we're just gonna draw a card for free. And then we're just gonna pass because we have nothing. But like, what can they do here? They're just locked under what we've got going on. I kind of wish I'd cycled this Tri-land. Anyway, I'll go. Right, the needle's fine because I have the Otawara. And I'm going to do it now because otherwise I have to pay for this. Plus I get a jaw trigger off the Tameshi. Oh, that only costs 2. Beauty. 1 jaw trigger. Sweet. Okay, so that's lethal. There, we got him. Wow, look at all the removal. Let's just plough out that first. Let them know what we're planning. Yeah, they scoop. That's why you do it early. But yeah, I'm just a fan of basic lands. Like, I'm on 5 here, but my old list had 4. I went up to 4 when I had Sakura Tribe Elder. I've gone up to 5 now, slightly because of Traverse. But honestly, I could probably drop 1. Probably should be the Forest, actually, but then I'm a bit low on turn 1 green sources. What's my turn 1? Turn 1 greens are all of this, isn't it? 18? I could probably cut a Forest. Forest or plays? I'm not really sure. I guess the question is, like, under Blood Moon, which would I rather draw? And it's probably... I don't know. Under Blood Moon, you don't really want to... Yeah, you're kind of screwed anyway, right? But like, under Blood Moon, Lotus Bloom plus Plains lets you play Tameshi and activate it. Things like that. But yeah, I guess, I mean, I've just cut Hallowed Fountain for an extra basic, so I could go back to Hallowed Fountain pretty easily. You know, like bring in Hallowed Fountain, cut basic Plains. It's not going to go too far wrong. The mana's pretty solid in this list. I don't really think you need to worry too much about the little decisions. I definitely don't think you need 5 basics. I've not tutored up the 5th basic yet. Well, you know, let's be positive and pretend it's on the cards. I fell one last league with the same list. I've had 2 good matchups though. You know, I would consider Amulet and Hammer to be fairly reasonable matchups. Hammer less reasonable, but if you draw Kataki on turn 2, then yeah, pretty good. Prismatic Ending helps that matchup for sure. It's a good reason to win it. Someone suggested that last stream, which was only a couple of hours ago. But they suggested, well, asked about Prismatic Ending, and I thought, you know what, let's give it a go. I've played it before. It's always like finding some, like, good in some spots, weak in others. I don't know, it's fine. Pretty solid hand on the play. I don't love it if I'm on the draw here. Like, I'm not played, just got unlucky and really showed why Skyturtle's worth a slot. Yeah, you're going to get spots where Skyturtle, you know, there's going to be situations where you draw Skyturtle and there isn't something in the bin to pick up like a Cultivator, and it's going to suck. But so far, I just haven't come across it, and so far, I have used the utility on the Skyturtle. I own 0 decks in paper. My collection of Magic cards is these cards. I'm holding what? An explosives, a tracker, 3 trackers, 2 trackers. I know, that's a relic. That's another tracker. Wow. Relic and a Amuleto. Well, literally 7 cards left. Not a single anything. I had these in an EDH deck, and it's just what's left over that I haven't been able to sell. I just, mostly being a dad, but also like my good mates that I played in RL with, I kind of stopped playing Magic. 2 of them moved abroad actually, so like the social aspects of playing in paper sort of waned a little bit. Also, I have to travel quite a long way to get to events, and I'm a dad, so my weekends are pretty, like, it's not that I have less spare time, because I don't, but like, you have other responsibilities, you got other things to do in your spare time. So you put all that together, and it was just, I hadn't played since 2018, and I was like, well, I might as well sell what I have. It was simply, like I say, just simply the combination of, so do you rent cards, but it's a shame the deck creator doesn't play it in paper. Oh yes, you've got 2 kids, 15 and 10, yeah. Keeps you busy, doesn't it? I mean, it's a shame. If an event turned up that I was really interested in, like a modern GP team event, I would go and do that. But it'd have to be in the UK, and it would have to be a team event and not individual. And there's no rental system over here. I would just have to buy the cards, but I'd go buy the cards to do something cool like that. That's gonna hurt. Oh, Jesus Christ. That's gonna hurt. So I'm gonna have to take 2 to bounce it, but it doesn't really do anything. I'm gonna take 2 again when these come down. Anyway, just more fun in the team environment. I loved my team GP that I went to the one time. Yeah, I might want paper cards if my kid gets interested, but he's only 4, so we're a bit away from that just yet. The Eidolon isn't attacking this turn because I played the Teferi, so I took 2 to play it, I saved 2, so, you know, it's worth playing. And it's gained me at least 1. They could have been firing off a bolt there or whatever. I started Magic at, well, yeah, I'd probably be about 12 years old. Right, well, I actually think we can kill from here fairly comfortably. Actually, that's not true. I'm short a land for a start. Well, there's a start. Yeah, I think we could kill quite comfortably from here. And I don't take damage, which is really nice. So, Wargate is X3, so that's not too cheap. Cultivator is not too cheap. But yeah, I would certainly... Yeah, I absolutely loved the team event that I went to. We had an absolute blast, and I didn't know the guys before I turned up. It was just like, they were looking for a player, and I was like, look, guys, I can play Magic, I'm pretty good, but like, I don't play a lot of competitive Magic, and I would just be here to have fun, and see how it goes. And we ended up 1 place out from cashing. We lost our win and in for min cash. I was back in the days when KCI was a deck and I beat it in my final round, but my teammates lost, but they'd carried me earlier on in the league, so in the days, so it was really, really good fun. I actually travelled 2 hours to go to the event and then didn't have anywhere to stay, assuming that we would just get knocked out, and we didn't, so then, yeah, I had to go find somewhere to stay. Well, I drove home and then drove back again the next day, so that was pretty tiring. I'm just trying to work out what I want to do here. In a normal situation, I would fire off both Wargates for lands and then Eladamri's Call for the Colossus, but that would deal me 6 damage, which I can afford to take, so let's do that. I just needed to work out that I had to do some maths quickly. So there's some damage, that's fine. Get basic Forest, tap it, pick up Lotus Bloom, play the other Wargate, because we want as much mana as possible, because we're going to be out of cultivators, but I'm going to use the Skyturtle to rectify that issue. So yeah, I'm down to 6, but it should be the last of the damage that we take. And then we cultivate, and now we draw the deck. What was the deck you played? I played Amulet, and I had a turn 2 kill in my final match, which was nice against KCI. And my opponent said something in German, or Austrian, I think it was, and it was German. And then he said, I didn't know, and he said something about having a turn 2 kill to his teammate, and I was like, yeah, I do have the turn 2 kill. And he's like, I didn't know you spoke German. I said, well, I don't. I just understood enough of the words to get away with it, which was really quite funny. Oh, I kept the Cultivator in play. I didn't realise I'd done that. Okay, well now I can use Otawara to pick that up. So yeah, I just like distracted myself during all this. So let's just keep clicking away. It's hard for me to read chat whilst we're doing all this. Anyway, we'll have that back in our hand. I mean, the reason we Wargate is just to try and make as much land drops as possible, because they're all just worth more mana later down the line. And we are now later down the line. So, yeah. Worth having. We are not going to fire anything else off, though. I think we're pretty much there now. So, we're going to find a finale off this Cultivator, and if we don't, we're going to use the turtle. I'm going to find it anyway. So, we just want mana, which we have. Just click away. Let's get all this stuff in. Right, where are we? We haven't found it yet. We still haven't found it. We didn't find the second Otawara either, so I guess we are... Man, this sucks. Returning this. Only sucks because it's just more clicks, but we have to do it. And we want to get to... I mean, I can only draw 12 more cards. So... we don't... essentially, we don't want to add too much mana, because if we do, we won't be able to get our lands back in play, so that would reduce the amount of damage we're dealing. But on the flip side, we need enough mana to play Colossus plus Finale, which is 12, it's 19 mana. So that's what we have now. Can we draw enough cards here? 3, 4, 5, 6. No, probably not. We probably want to draw a couple more just to be on the safe side. Opponent's hoping that we run down our clock, and we might, because keep telling stories and faffing, essentially. A lot of this stuff comes quite intuitively, and when you stop to add it up, it's... let's just click no, let's just fire this off. Anyone want to see a huge turtle? Is it just my mind that thinks that sounds a bit wrong? Ba-boom! That did take... well, they've used 2 minutes of their clock, I've used 8, so that's not great. But there we go. Good, we got there. 3 Burrentons. I do like Lavinia. A spell pierce, that's all fine. Somatic endings are maybe. Probably no. I don't love Teferi, so I'm going to cut them all. Cut Abolisher. I'm going to cut the seal. I think. Am I going to cut the seal? Probably. I'll cut the prismatic ending. I guess I cut the Lavinia as well. Yeah, this should be fine. We have like 2 portable holes, a prismatic ending to deal with the 1-drops, and then we also have 3 Burrenton Forge-Tenders. But also occasionally, I mean, I played Burn earlier and ran into Rest in Peace, and Roiling Vortex is really good. Yeah, it only has Rift Ball, and sometimes they board that out, but it also just trades with Eidolons and Goblin Guides, so it's slightly better than Teferi. It's also 1 mana cheaper than Teferi, so it's not brilliant, but it has text. So, like, if I had nothing better, I would board it in. But generally speaking, I'm going to have something better a lot of the time. Although, no, that's not true. Like, I'm running Prismatic Ending for the first time in this league, and previously I didn't have anything good to bring in, so I'd always bring in Lavinia. I'd bring it in over Teferi because it does the same as Teferi, essentially. I guess I ending that. I guess. I know we were talking about basic lands earlier, but basic lands are good against burn as well as Blood Moon. So that's why I like them. Okay, well, the Vortex is here. So this is bad because it deals 5 damage whenever I cast a spell with 0 mana, which is next turn, and I have no answer this turn. So, 'tis a bad scenario, and it's one that we can't play around in the slightest. I think I'm going to play out a Tameshi because I can Wargate up another one if I have to. But I'm down to... I'm fairly low. That's dealing 5, but it's dealing 6 because 1 for its turn. So I'm taking... I'm down to 8. I pretty much have to take this, I think. Okay, down to 5, 4, 3. Down to 3. I'm dead. That puts me to 4, this deals 5. To 6. Maybe I should have saved Prismatic Ending, but when they have it, they have it. Ba-bumfsh. 2 mana deals 7, I think it did. Pretty good rate. There's nothing here that helps that situation. Maybe this card. Nah, there's nothing worse to take out, so I still prefer Prismatic Ending over Teferi, play or draw, so let's run it back. Here we go. 6 lands, Lotus Bloom, no thanks. Snapkeep. Took that. I said earlier in the last league that any hand that can cast turn 1 Burrenton Forge-Tender is probably a Snapkeep against Burn. And that particular hand had Wargate, Tameshi, and Eladamri's Call, but no Lotus Bloom and only 1 land, and we won the game. This card only cares about Skullclap. I don't need to tutor for anything right now, so I'm going to just play the bird. I know it's not mana efficient, but who knows, maybe they attack with the bird. Sorry, bolt the bird. I'd be quite happy if they do. They shouldn't, but quite happy if they do. They haven't yet. So, I mean, we're close. We're close here. I feel confident. It's sort of like... I'm just going to let it happen. I mean, I know it's worth a card and 3 damage, but it's not a card I care about, so you just let it happen. And then that's a pretty brilliant draw. I can now call for Cultivator and be sure that it's going to do what it needs to do. If they play Eidolon or the Vortex, I can sack Burrenton Forge and fog the damage. So they're going to have a whole lot of stuff. Like, they're going to need Vortex plus Bolt. And even the Vortex I could probably ignore now. I could probably ignore that. I can afford to take 6 and just kill them. Just hope I get there. That's the big worry with this hand. Is that it whiffs, but... I think I need to keep the Burrenton Forge ready. Just in case. They have Lightning Bolt for Tameshi. But I mean, that's a painful turn. That helps a boatload though. Because it's my second copy of Cultivator if I need it. I'm not sure. I still need to draw lands. What can I make next at 6? I have loads of mana. I'm not going to sit and calculate it. I'm going to just jam because I'm pretty sure I have this locked down. Let the first one die. I have a second one loaded up. In fact, I think I meant to fire it now. I don't know. Yeah, it filters the card out. I think this is right. Draw land. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to kill this one off as well, though, because I want to draw the extra card. And do have the turtle, but I'm in grave danger of whiffing, and I've not done that yet with this deck. This is bad news. This is not a good spot. Oh, come on. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's not enough. It's unreal. I've drawn a lot of cards here. I am 20 cards deep. That is a first. If they can kill me from here, I'd be sad. Very sad. Very unlikely, though. I have a spell pierce up. That was pretty crazy. I'm 20 cards in after I've drawn 3 lands. And not Traverse either. Like, Traverse would have got me out of trouble here. Even with my 3 card types, this would put a 4th in, but I would still be going for a land anyway. I mean, I'm now at the stage where I need to start sacking Burrenton Forges. Literally the first time I've seen that in like 30 leagues. Yeah, I mean, like, I don't think I've ever whiffed. Certainly not that hard. That was insane. And the problem is I only run 2 cultivators in this list. So I have to fog that. I'm not going down to 4 and losing Tameshi. They can kill. Right, that's fine. Doesn't do anything. 3, 6, 9, 12. I mean, I can. Can I even go for it this turn? I feel like I have to. I have one more turn. I could wait. 3, 6, 9, 12. Oh no, wait. No, it's all fine. It's all fine. I've got the finale. Phew. Bit of a joke that turn though. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. At least we won. Finale so good sometimes. X10. Doesn't really matter, the bird's getting in for 10. Yeah, exactly. As long as we win. But that is the first. Bonk. Whew. That was a bit tense. I would say, though, 3 matchups that I don't mind playing against. Not necessarily good matchups, but not bad ones. Also fast matchups in general. Yeah, that was a good game. I was just nuts. I went 20 cards deeper. I only had 3 lands. I mean, I drew 3 off the first. I guess I didn't draw that many. That turn I had my draw step, my Tameshi draw, 3 off the first cultivator, 3 off the second cultivator. I drew 8 cards that turn without seeing a land. In a deck that has 24 lands. So not far off 1 in 2. I went 8 cards. 8 cards. Without drawing a land. But we still won. So. Oh no, my kid woke up. He shouldn't have done. Um, I kind of, I've enjoyed those 3 games though. They're sort of like not passing ships. You actually sort of become slightly a control deck. Like most combo decks are faster than you, so you have to slow them down, which is quite interesting in a combo deck. I guess it's more tempo than anything, but yeah. I really like this hand. It has 1, 2, 3 card types that you can put in the bin with ease. So it's not unreasonable for this to be able to find Goblin Engineer at some point, but also it guarantees my 3rd land drop if I need it. Oh, we're playing Burn again? Huh, that's kind of awkward, actually, because I don't like shocking, but I kind of have to play the bird. But this hand's not very good against Burn. You essentially want turn 1 Lotus Bloom when you're playing against Burn. Where's it going? The first one normally goes up top, and it's the second spell. Like, it might be Skewer the Critics that takes this out, or Ball, or Searing Blaze, but... Oh, it lives! It lives! Okay, well... With that new information... I think I'm going to play... Teferi. No. Oh, I don't know. I think I'm going to play Seal of Removal. And another bird. I want something to die. It's just an extra copy of the red-white one. I think they're worth having. Fire Easlet is fairly common. It's just any red canopy land. That's what they're called, canopy lands. Like, I'm going to bounce that. It's just I'm not blocking with a bird, and I want the card type in the bin, so it's gone. And then I'm going to bounce it with Teferi because I've got nothing else to do with this Teferi. Oh, wait a sec. Maybe I don't need to bounce it with Teferi. Maybe I do. I'm going to bounce it. Okay, I think we're there. I want to block that with a bird. I know, can you believe it? It's a burn player who knows his burn spells. It's all to the head. I am definitely blocking. But then yeah, that's it. Skullcrack, yep. Actually, if they're tapped out, I guess I take this. I don't need to block. No, I do want to block. I'm just a little nervous because I don't actually have red mana. And by blocking, I take myself off 1 red mana. Shit, I don't have enough mana. What am I doing? I've got nowhere near enough mana. It's actually quite bad news. I think I engineer. But then what do I... I've engineered, but do I traverse? I have nothing to traverse for. Just traverse for land. Call for something? Like, what do I even call for here? This is bad. This is a bad spot I've put myself in for no reason. I'm going to traverse for land like a Boseiju, and I'm going to play it and hold up call. I have 3 cards in hand. I'm pretty dead. Yep. Stage 1. Oh man, I was really arrogant. I'm dead. GG's. Should I have Tameshi'd earlier instead of playing that Teferi? I think I should have, right? If I played that instead of Call, I could have won. I didn't really think about it. Anyway, let's do what we did last time, which was all these things. All these 1-drops. And let's board out all our 4-drops. 3-drops. Yeah, this was pretty good. Damn, that was sloppy. I think if we look back at that, there's a way to win that first game by just... I mean, obviously they could have played it differently at that point, but the turn... I think if you didn't block with the bird and your land, you win. Possibly, yeah. But also, I shouldn't have played Teferi and bounced. I could have just played Tameshi, and that would have saved me 3 mana. And if they bolt it, it gains me 3. I don't know. Don't know why I've just snapped this off without thinking, but I have. So let's hope this time the bird lives and they just like play Goblin Guide, attack with it, and reveal a land. Ooh, close. I think I'm going to Skyclave that while I have the mana. Because it's probably a short-lived thing, is that bird. So I just need to draw lands and a Lotus Bloom / Wargate. I don't think this was a snap keep. I think it was a bit rash. So, it's probably playable. Oh, that's good. Take that. This kind of sucks though, but yeah, this doesn't feel right. But there we go. So this lets me call for Goblin and play it. I'm really surprised I Searing Blaze the Skyclave. I probably should be thinking about that. That probably means their hand's a bit more creature heavy, and that they wanted to attack through it. No, it's just Searing Blaze heavy. Rift Bolt over there. Yikes. I think we're going to lose this pretty quickly. Like, we just don't have any outs. If this comes to our head, it's because they've got us dead, and if it goes to the Tameshi, it's because they're going to win anyway. If I draw Wargate and a land this turn, if we do the impossible, yeah. We've drawn our 3 7-drops as well, which doesn't help. That's a good sign. Maybe they've dominated. Absolutely dominated. Absolutely destroyed this game. Nice. Still nowhere near comboing off. Every card in their deck is lethal. But this was a poor show from me as a human, not the deck. Boom. Dead. GG's. Played better than me. It was sloppy. I think game 1 I had a different line, and game 2 I should have mulliganed. So I think there's a point where I think here I should just play Tameshi plus Call instead of playing the Teferi. So if I have the Tameshi down here, if you watch their turn, they play a Swiftway and a Skullcrack. And if I have Tameshi in play, if I have the Tameshi in play right now, I either kill them because I have enough mana to play the Goblin and win, or they've killed my Tameshi and I'm not going to die. I played this guy the other day, very recently. What did they play? So it's fair, we could have played Call and Engineer. Yeah, we had quite a few different options, didn't we? Right, did they reveal Kahira? Okay. I don't think they did that last time I played against Paranoid Android. But also I can't see where it was. I do play on 2 different computers, so maybe that's why. Yeah, I had a ton of options there, didn't I? I didn't need to do what I did. Anyhow, they look like a slightly controlling deck, so I guess we just ditch Lotus Bloom, pass. This is going to be a tough matchup. The Kahira decks are normally pretty good against us. The main question for me in this matchup is... I'm going to end up playing this Portable Hole with no target. It's pretty likely, to be honest. Oh, yuck. Oh well, I guess my Portable Hole has text now, at least. 9-6. What a magic card. Anyway. I may well give you your 1-6 back soon. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Probably should. It's probably a good end step move. If they kill the Engineer, I'm going to swap it at sorcery speed. You know, like now. I'm going to swap it now, so then they'll get to activate 1-6, which is kind of a funny leveling game that they've got going on. This feels a bit Risen Reefy. I mean, this is endurance, isn't it? I can't not play it. I have to try and play to my outs. So, like I said, I have to play through their hate one way or another. I've got to draw the endurance out at some stage to then be able to try and beat them. But, like, what have they got? I don't understand. I don't understand this at all. That's better than using Wargate for the same job, I believe. Tameshi, please. No, actually. Right, so this is how... Oh, no, I have no artifacts in play. Here's our way of playing around it. Is this going to be in Jones? No. Is the next card going to be in Jones? Maybe. Is it just counterspell? No. Right. This is so awkward. It's not. I just have to get back Lotus Bloom. It's gonna try. I'm gonna try and get back Lotus Bloom. If it resolves, I'm just going to slam. Cultivator's a good draw, though. I don't think I had enough mana otherwise. Eight mana. I keep it in play. Wait a sec. If I Wargate for white land, and then pick up Lotus Bloom. It's just an extra card, and then play this. Oh, okay. I don't know what. I haven't seen that list, so I'm a little bit lost as to what it's doing. Here we go. So look, this is Traverse the Ulvenwald being much better than a land. It's not always the case, but very often is. Okay, I should get into the habit of floating a blue here, just to be ready for something that I can spell pierce. It plays the farm on top. Wilderness Trek, is it? It plays the farm on top of enchantment. Yeah, I think that's what you're referring to. So if I traverse Cultivator, go off a bit more. Then we have Otawara to bounce if we don't find out Finale, but we have, so that's GG. Let's make a big old bird of paradise. Done. I'll come back to chat in a sec. I'm going to just speed up because if it is a control deck and it does go long, then clock matters. I always say that and then I get a bit crafty here. X10. Bird. Go. Die. Plays bolts, counter spells, Archmage's Charm. Okay. Thrun. Spell Pierce, Veil of Summer. I don't think I want Burrenton Forge-Tender just against Bolt. Or even just Bolt and Heat. Do I... So, okay. I think I cut Portable Hole and Skyclave. No, not both. It's definitely Portable Hole or Skyclave. Portable Hole was really good there. Seal of Removal. Protects my own stuff, which is kind of good. I could trim 2 birds. So I'm not bringing in Burrenton Forge-Tender, am I? I could do... Wargate. I'm going to go... Oh no, against Renegade 6 is just so bad. Let's bring in 2 of the same symbols. 2 of them. Not brilliant, but they're okay. Portable Hole was good there, but... Yeah, Skyclave. Hey, short question. What is your reason for birds over Grazer or Higher? Grazer requires you to play more lands, essentially. So... But also... Grazer has more synergy, for sure. But this deck mulligans really badly. Like to combo off, you need a Tameshi, a Wargate, a Tameshi, a Lotus Bloom, and a Cultivator, and let's say minimum 3 lands. So you need 6 cards to combo, and not all the cards in the deck are combo pieces. Obviously, a lot of them are, but like Teferis and Grazers are not combo pieces. They're just filler, right? And so if you already need 6 cards to be able to combo, when you mulligan to 6, or let's say you mulligan to 5, last thing you want to see in your hand is a Grazer. Whereas sometimes Birds is actually really good in that situation, because you can keep 2 lands Birds, and you can play your spells. So I think Birds is better when your deck is worse, and Grazer is better when your deck is firing. But also it's the fact that you can do something with your spare slots, because you've maybe 2 lands less in your list, so you can make use of those 2 in theory. Doesn't always work out that way, and often I have a couple of slots main deck and I'm like, I don't know what to do with them, so maybe I just run some more lands. But I've just always had better results with Birds, and it's never really worked for me, hasn't Grazer. I've tried it plenty of times. I think it is a little bit down to personal preference. I don't think there's a right and wrong answer. If there is a right or wrong answer, you can guarantee I'll have got it wrong. But yeah, that's not an issue. I'm pretty tempted to play the Engineer there, just to try and bait out some sort of something. But anyway, we're not doing that. I do hate the hands that sort of stumble on land. It's quite tough. Because like here, I'm firing this off, but what am I getting? Abolisher. I might get a Forge-Tender. I'm going to get a Forge-Tender. If I miss my land drop, it's actually a reasonable play with Spell Pierce up. It just helps against some of their interaction, at least. If I do draw land, I guess I just jam. No, I'm not going to jam Teferi, I don't think. I'm not really sure. Yeah, I'm not really sure. But okay, that's fine. I'll let that happen. This isn't like something that's crazily desperate to get into play right this second. Like, bolt me, This isn't my combo turn either, so Fire and Ice can do its thing. That's fine. They drew a card, which isn't great, but I'd much rather have Spell Pierce for the turn where I really need Spell Pierce. Lonely Sandbar. Cool. So, if they tap out for Wilderness Shrek, I can Spell Pierce it. So I hope they do that. If they pass like this, I'm a little bit open to counterspell. Yay, Spell Pierce. I love that card. Should be able to kill him pretty comfortably. Burn. But we also beat them in this league, and I also played pretty poorly. I don't need the Burrenton anymore. Let's just... I can actually just kill from here with the Finale that's in hand. As long as they don't have Force. Do we play around Force? Probably not, right? I don't know. I didn't like the red enchantment that much. You know, like, okay, that was pretty simple. I mean, in that game, we played a Spell Pierce and a that was it. They played they played a Fire and Ice, and we Spell Pierced a Wilderness Shrek, and we just killed them. That was not much of a game. Sweet though, 4-1. Back-to-back 4-1s. The red enchantment. Right, so the argument for the red enchantment, I heard this from Nassif's Hot Pocket. Don't even know what a Hot Pocket is, but I hate mac and cheese, so there we go. Decision made. Thoughts about Zero Finale. So right, on Nassif's stream, someone said that Finale is clunky and that should be the card that should be cut. And the red enchantment is not clunky and it's a card that you can run. But what that's kind of ignoring is, okay, so when the footfalls, the red enchantment footfalls, is in your hand and it's early game and you've got nothing going on, it draws a card, fine. When you have Finale in your hand early game and you've got nothing going on, you can't cast it because you don't have enough mana. So obviously cycling the enchantment is better than playing the Finale. Also, you could get that enchantment back, whereas the Finale, if it gets Thoughtseize, it's just gone forever and you don't have more copies. People don't always know that and don't always pick Finale, but that's the case for the red enchantment. However, it's a fairly big flip side. When the game goes past like turn 4 and you don't have anything going on, Finale can win you the game on the spot because it can find you a Tameshi and win you the game. Whereas the red enchantment can still only draw you a card. Yeah, you want the Hot Pocket all day. I like Finale. I think this setup here has some good merit. You know, only one copy of Finale, only 2 copies of Cultivator, but a way to get them back does go a long way towards negating the problem that Finale has, which is that it's a bit slow, a bit clunky. So you're halving the amount of times that's going to come up because you're only running one copy, but you're not risking running out of win cons because you do have the turtle to try and get it back. On top of that, the Traverse helps me find the combo pieces now as well. So, you know, Finale was a way to find a Goblin Engineer which would ditch Lotus Bloom, but now I just use Traverse and it costs less mana and it's taking up a land slot. So it's really good. I really do like this list. I think it's really pretty hot. I've 4-1'd 2 leagues in a row on stream, and in this stream I lost to Burn, having just beaten Burn and just playing just really poorly. I was just too busy storytelling. And the previous league, I can't remember what I lost to, but like the deck's just performing really well. So I wouldn't recommend too many changes. One change I would probably recommend is maybe cutting this second planes. I'm not sure it's necessary, but I'm not sure it's necessary. We could probably just run a Hallowed Fountain. So there's that. The prismatic endings even came in handy in this league. They had text in 2 or 3 matchups, so yeah, I think it's all pretty solid stuff. Sometimes, yeah, second players I don't think it's too hot. I think it's okay. I do like basic lands, like that's the reason, that's the case for it. You know, Traverse is going to go find a land every now and again, but you should be okay with just one. So just before people leave, because this is the end of my stream now, but if anyone wants to send me a subprime Twitch, it is much appreciated. But if not, I appreciate everyone who's coming in and saying hello and joining in and contributing, because my stream is way more interesting when people are talking to me. So yeah, I appreciate all of that. I mean, Jason, to be honest, like sometimes there's spots where you can't turn on Delirium and you have enough lands and Traverse is bad. That is going to happen sometimes, but you have to remember that if you look at it like this, sometimes when the Traverse is bad, it would have been bad anyway because it would have just been another land, because I should be winning 25 lands and I'm not because I'm winning a Traverse. So, and then there's other occasions where this would be another copy of Finale and it could find you a land. So it's not always clear if it's worse than the other options. So it's not always clear that it's worse than the other options. Sometimes it is worse than the other options. You know, sometimes you would want a Finale and you have a Traverse. That has happened. It's very rare that I see it the other way, where it's worse than a land. This is always just better than a land. Even if you just run one copy and no more Traverse, this is just always better than a land. It's just like 24 lands plus Traverse plus 4 birds is better than 25 lands and 4 birds. I'm like 99% sure on that. So whether you run a second Traverse over the second Finale, like that's whatever really. But getting a Cultivator for 1 is a lot better than getting a Cultivator for 2 or 3 mana. So you know, it is really relevant that it's 1 mana. I've won games on the back of it being 1 mana. And when you're trying to combo, let's say you have, you know, whenever you try and combo, you always have these 2 land types in the bin. You've always got Lotus Bloom and Fetch in the bin to start with, then anything else you've played in the game. So if you're starting from halfway, it's pretty good. Yeah, take a screenshot. I've updated Stream Decker as well, so you can exclamation point it as well. So yeah, like it's really easy to get 2 card types in the bin. You're just going to do that naturally, and if you don't have the 2 card types in the bin, your deck's failing. Yeah, definitely every mana counts. Definitely. I have found this to be really good. Like, I don't know whether there's a Traverse version out there that probably runs as a Saga, but then probably has to cut Wargate. And I'm just not interested in it. I'm sure it's viable, but I'm just not interested in it just yet. But yeah, Traverse for 1 mana is really strong. But you know, having 2 card types, and then you play Bird, it gets bolted. You've got 3 card types. You play an Eladamri's Call, gets countered. You've got 4 card types. Traverse is switched on. It's really it's not that hard. It's not that hard at all. You know, Teferi can die. Seal removal can be used. Spell Pierce, Wargates. You know, like think of the scenario where you go fetch land and then you Wargate for your Lotus Bloom. You've just put 3 card types in the bin. Obviously, sometimes you'll have to sack your Lotus Bloom to play your Traverse, but that's fine because you were going to do that anyway. You were going to try and combo off anyway, so you just leave the Bloom in the bin whilst you play your Traverse, and then you pick it back up again with your Tameshi. So it's pretty easy to turn it on. And when the thing that I haven't come across just yet is like facing Darcy Void Walkers and Leyline of the Voids and having Traverse rot in hand. That's going to come up at some point. It just has to, but it hasn't yet. So I really like it. I think this list is great. I would recommend it. And like, usually when you love a list, you 5-0, but it'll come. 2-4-1s, that's an 80% win rate. So 5-0's coming. It's coming at some point. I might have a few 3-2s before we get there, but whatever. We'll get there. Anyway, I'm going to leave it at that. I will catch you all very soon. Thanks for watching. It's been a good stream. I'll see you later. Bye for now.